So he said the way of life is above to the wise. So the wise got their mindset. Jesus said, set your affections on high. Set your affections on things in heaven, on heavenly things. Even though you're not walking around in heaven, you got to set your affections on things in heaven. That's what he said. So he said the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. So again, it's talking about the lowest hell, it's talking about hell beneath. But in this situation, this person got a chance to depart from hell beneath. That's where your mind is at, what you are focusing on. So again, we're just talking about hell is a condition. And it show you different conditions of hell in the Bible. But now let's go further. Go to Matthew 11. Go to the New Testament. Let's see what Jesus said. So he said the way of life is above to those that are wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. Hell is always signifying a low position. That's why he said the low is hell. It's always signifying a low position. But it ain't always talking about the lake of fire. Matthew 11. Matthew 11. Pick it up at verse 20. Matthew 11, verse 20. Okay, go ahead.
Then began he to upbraid the city wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. Woe unto the Tyrosaeans, woe unto the Bethsaidans. Okay, now look, it said Jesus began to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. See, Jesus did a whole lot of mighty things, but people still didn't care about that. They still kept on about their business, because people were they told me years ago, they said, well, if y'all had the truth, y'all should be doing some miracles, then, people would definitely be listening to you then. Look, all the miracles Jesus did, a whole lot of people still didn't listen, did they? He did them, and he snapped on them after a while because they didn't listen to him. He said he began to upbraid the cities when most of his mighty works were done. Why? Because they repented not. They still didn't repent. So they wasn't repenting and he was doing miracles. The majority of people not going to listen to us and repent. So then he started to pass sentence on them, let them know what it's going to be. He said, woe unto thee, Chorazin. Woe unto thee, Bethsaida. For what? For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes.
See what he said? He said, look, woe unto you. You really gonna pay dearly in the end. For if the mighty works had been done in thee, if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Zidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. He said, if I'd have did some of the stuff in these wicked towns in the old day, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. So that shows you that the Lord, he do have basically a curve where he will judge people on too, according to what they know. People say that all the time. They say, well, what about, I see all that stuff y'all saying out the Bible, but what about my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother? She maybe didn't. First of all, I had to tell people, I said, well, if I was you, I wouldn't be worried about my grandmother, my great-grandmother. You got your own hands full. You got to worry about that. Ain't nothing you can do about your grandmother, your great-grandmother to change their status with God. Whatever their status is, that's what it is. But you got to know that God is fair. God knows whatever your great-grandmother knew, he knows what she had access to. So in other words, like these people here, Jesus knew. He said, look, I'm going to have a little mercy on them, because if I'd have did the works that I done in you, I'm really going to get you. Ooh, I'm going to get you. That's what he's saying. He said, I'm going to get you. Because if I would have did the stuff I done with you to these people, they would have repented, and I had to get them. Say they repented longer. Go ahead, verse 22.
But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you.
See, he know how to judge on a curve according to what your access was. He said, I'm going to have a little mercy on them, It's going to be more tolerable for them in the day of judgment. I might have some people slip through the cracks. Because if I would have told them, did some great stuff and showed them stuff, they would have listened. But your hard head won't listen. Go ahead, 23.
And thou, Caprion, which are exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell.
Go ahead.
For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day.
Boy, Capernaum must really have been a wicked place. They wasn't listening at all, though. Jesus doing all kind of miracles and signs. They still won't listen to him. Still wouldn't listen. But notice what he said. He said, if the mighty works would have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. Talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. So he go further to tell you what? Verse 24.
But I say unto you, that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee.
See, it's going to be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah than some other places, because Sodom and Gomorrah, they was wicked, but they didn't get as much of the opportunity as some of these other places who was wicked. He said they'd still be here today if I'd have did some of the stuff I did. They'd have been like, whoa, wait a minute, we got to change. That's what they would have did. So he's able to judge like that. He know the whole story. You ain't got to worry about that. But now back up and read 23 again, because that's really what I wanted to get to. Read it again.
And thou, Caprion, which art exalted unto heaven.
Wait a minute, it's exalted to heaven? He's talking about a town in his day, right? Mm-hmm. This town, is it really up in heaven?
No.
See, again, we just talking about a condition. They in a high place, right? Mm-hmm. That's all it is. So that's heaven fit the same bill. Thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven. He said, look, you living high. You high on the hill. You think you on top of everything. But what?
Shall be brought down to hell.
But you're going to be brought down to hell. See, again, he said, your position, your status in life is going to change. You're going to take a fall. Right now, you high on the hog, you high on the hill. You exalted to heaven, but you're going to be brought down to hell. Again, this shows you hell is a state of condition. It don't always apply to hellfire. See, this is not talking about hellfire. Heaven wasn't talking about heaven where Jesus is sitting on the throne, right? On the right hand of the Father. They wasn't literally up there with him, were they? They couldn't have been up there with him. He would have been kicked them out. He said, thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. Then he went on to say, why? But now go to Revelation 12. Revelation 12. So we talking hell, obviously. Revelation 12. So we see hell can apply to just a low position, brothers and sisters. That's why he said, you brought me up from the lowest hell. He talked about hell beneath. It applies to a low position. He said, these people are going to be brought down to hell, even though you exalted to heaven now. Just like I say the same thing about the nations in this world. The rich nations that's on top, they're exalted to heaven now, but they're going to be sucking the dust in a little while. But now, Revelation 12 and verse 7. Nothing new under the sun. It won't be the first time, so don't feel bad. Revelation 12 and verse 7. Go ahead.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Okay, now you got to understand when you're talking something literal. Sometimes things are just symbolic. Heaven, where Capernaum was exalted to heaven, they weren't literally up in heaven with God, but this is literal heaven right here, right? And there was war in heaven. Now we talking literal heaven, where the Father is and Jesus and Michael and the angels, all the angels. There was war in heaven. Don't ask me how angels fight. You can ask God that, because I don't have a clue. But they fight. But go ahead.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
See, they fought. Michael and his angels. A lot of people used to say Jesus was Michael. No, Jesus is Jesus. Michael is Michael. He said there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought his angel. The dragon is Satan the devil. So this took place. But go ahead, verse 8.
And prevailed not.
So the dragon didn't win, of course. Go ahead.
Neither were there a place found any more in heaven.
See, they placed where it wasn't no room for them. Look, we can't all dwell together. Here. Y'all got to go. Go ahead.
And that great dragon was cast out.
Now he got cast out. He in heaven. Now he literally in heaven. But he got kicked out. Go ahead.
That old serpent called the devil.
See, that lets you know who the dragon is. That old serpent. That lets you know that serpent. I mean, people really go for this. People say that that serpent in the Garden of Eden, that was literally a snake. It wasn't a snake. It was just symbolic of somebody. It wasn't a literal snake. He tells you right here, there's the dragon, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Go ahead.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Oh, he do something else here, and he done a good job. Which deceiveth the whole world. Go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angel was cast out with him.
Now, where he get cast out to?
The earth.
He's cast out to the earth. So he's not under the ground nowhere with a pitchfork, is he? He right here on the earth. That's why when he showed up in Job, the Lord asked him, said, Satan, where you been? He said, I've been walking to and fro in the earth and up and down in it. That's where he's at. Peter told you Satan walking around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. That's why you got to really do some praying and fasting to overcome him. Because he on your tail. He trying to get you to give him some company in the lake of fire, where he can have some people burning with him, because he know he going to be there. They going to tell you right here, he know he going to be there. So it say the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out in the earth. And who else? His angels were cast out with. So they all got kicked out from heaven down here with us, right? Mm-hmm. What verse was? Verse 9. Now skip down to verse 12 just to save time. Go ahead.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Oh, now heaven can be happy. We talking literal heaven, where the Father is, the third heaven, where the Father and the Son and the angels at now. All the good angels, I should say. So he said, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. But now on the other hand, since this guy got kicked out, what did it say? Woe unto who?
The inhabitants of the earth.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. Why?
And of the sea.
Why?
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Oh, so the devil clearly has come down to us, isn't he? He right here in the midst of us. I wish some of the preachers tell people that sometimes. They say the Lord is here. You should say, yeah, the devil here too. He said, therefore rejoice ye heavens. But see, they don't want to say nothing negative like that. They don't want to say, no, oh, that's too negative. You don't want to talk about it. Look, the Bible talking about it. The Bible giving you the real story.
That's right.
He said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. See, so he ain't even in hell fire. He couldn't be in hell fire being tormented now, could he? Why? Because he's down on the earth with us, and he trying to mess us up, and he know he got a short time. So that's where he at. Now let's go to 2 Peter 2. 2 Peter 2. Second Peter, the 2nd chapter. See, like I said, he know he got a short time. Even when Jesus came and he was casting out devils. You read someplace, I think one place is in Matthew 8, I'm not sure. But anyway, he was casting out devils. One place where they said they wanted to go into the swine. He was casting them out, and them devils would say in a minute, that was influencing people. They say in a minute, what you doing here, Jesus, you son of God? We know who you are. You come to torment us before the time? See, they want all their time. They said, look, it ain't time for me to go to jail yet. But you ain't even going to keep your word. You say you're going to let me out on parole for a little time. No. See, but that go to show you what Revelation said, that he knoweth that he got a short time. So in the meantime, he got great wrath. But where is he? Right here on the earth. Not under the earth with a pitchfork waiting on you. Now, he got some time before he go to hell fire. But I'm going to show you how it describes where he is now. We know he's on earth, right?